There was a time before. There were perfect things, diamond absolutes. But things fall, things in the multiverse, and what falls is fallen. In the dream, he took me to the light. A beautiful fucking lie.
The Illuminati?
I'm such a dick.
For vegetarian.
Hey, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Look, I get how this looks, trust me. Uncle HiTop knows what he's getting himself into by making this damn ramble.
I'm not dim.
And obviously the MCU ain't dead, it will never die. It will for sure outlive my joke of a career. Obviously there have been great MCU movies, genre-defining ones. Hell, there was one really good one that came out this year. Yeah! And I'm not here to say the future of superhero movies, superhero television is fucked. If you ask me, it's looking pretty good. I'm not here to tell you that Avengers Doomsday is going to bring about the Doomsday, is going to be as stinky as the sweaty swamp cheeks of Man Thing. The movie could be solid. I'm here to say that compared to the universal hype that more than half the planet felt for Infinity War, felt for Endgame, hell, even the first Avengers film all the way back when, something is feeling off. Maybe it's just me, maybe it is, probably is, man. Lord knows when it comes to Marvel opinions, I am almost always in the minority.
Spider-Man Homecoming is not a good Spider-Man movie.
Infinity War didn't work for me.
I didn't love.
And I feel sick.
We all feel like shit sometimes.
Until, 3 months pass and people start hating on the very same movie they were willing to kill me over. But hey, that's the cycle, man.
Sick?
And that cycle don't make me happy. I wish we all loved things and continue to love them no matter what any dumbass on the internet says. But enough with that. Anyways, something is feeling off, dude. Can you feel it? Maybe it's just my internet circles, but the only time I see fans talking about Doomsday is when a leaker, a scooper, or a shuckster tweets out that Tobey Maguire is secretly in the movie, or that Chris Evans is back as Cap, or a possible, most likely, probable AI image of Mystique's new costume or Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker covered in blood haunts my timeline. I see theories about how they will make RDJ work as Doctor Doom and then comments arguing about how stupid that theory is. I see a whole bunch of skepticism, a good few Bucky fan cams, I like those. And a ton of goofy-ass AI art where every single character from every single Marvel movie ever made are beating the shit out of each other like an ADHD kid got the keys to the toy store. But you know what I don't see? I see no excitement for the story of the film that we know little to nothing about, but I see no real emotional investment when it comes to seeing the current roster of characters of Avengers come together once more. The thrill and anticipation of seeing how Thor will interact with Cap for the first time, or wondering how in the hell Rocket Raccoon could ever share a scene with Tony Stark, that innocent spark is no longer burning half as bright. And that brings me no joy. As I've said time and time again, I was the kid who went to every midnight showing, who binged Phase 1 and 2 so many times that I think I still know every line spoken in Iron Man 2.
I don't know, have you been understanding everything I'm saying?
If I truly wanted the movie to suck, truly wanted to hate, I would not put so much thought into why I'm feeling so empty. So I just gotta ask, if you're like me, if you grew up loving the MCU, if some of your first memories are of watching the original X-Men trilogy, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, if you feel like you should be so excited to see all these universes' characters come together, all these different points in your life, your heroes that were with you from the start, the heroes that got you through high school and kept you smiling, helped you escape throughout the crushing weight of adulthood. If any of that resonates with you, then maybe you'll get why I'm asking. Is anyone excited for Avengers Doomsday? But before we continue diving into my fears for Marvel's Doomsday, you know what, no joke, has genuinely always terrified my goofy ass? Going to the damn doctor, dude. Finding the right doctor, it's deeply personal, and if you're like me, you worry you'll go through all this effort, all this dread and damn money just to end up not vibing, not trusting whoever's office you find yourself in. I'm always paranoid that I secretly have every single disease known to mankind, so I'm always looking for a care provider who is sensitive, kind, and can at least pretend to laugh at my dumb jokes. That's why the sponsor of today's video, Zocdoc, is here to help. Zocdoc is a free website where you can easily search and compare high-quality in-network doctors so you can find the perfect fit. Most of their appointments happen fast, man, like within 24 to 72 hours of booking fast. You can even score same-day appointments, and my favorite part is that you don't have to talk to anyone. You can book in just a few clicks. And Zocdoc ain't just for one type of care, man. Oh, no. They have more than 100,000 providers across nearly every specialty, from mental to dental health, eye, skin, and all kinds of care. They are here for you. With a ton of verified patient reviews and detailed doctor profiles, you can get a real sense of the potential provider and their practice by eliminating the tedious guesswork working those anxiety-inducing games of phone tag, you can focus on what really matters, man. Your health, your well-being. So stop putting off those appointments. Be better than me by being kind to yourself. Click my link in the description, that's Zocdoc.com/HiTop, to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. Thanks, guys. Look, I ain't gonna waste too much of your time because as soon as the trailer comes out, probably in like 10 fucking days, dude, I'm sure so many of you will flock back to tell me how wrong I was, how wrong I am. I'm sure of it because this happens every single time a trailer drops for any of these. And I'm not here to say I'm right. I'm not here to make an argument or say much of anything. This video is me in Kevin's office treating him like my therapist, hoping he has the answers.
I'm gonna kill you!
Fuck. I think my thoughts and my fears for Avengers Doomsday can be summed up by how they chose to announce every single aspect of the movie that is confirmed. Bringing out Robert Downey Jr. at Comic-Con, revealing he is back, not as Tony, oh no, that would undo all the emotion the fans felt when he died, but instead as Doctor Doom. Having a live stream that slowly dragged across some chairs, revealing part of the humongous cast before ending on Robert Downey giving us the signature charm. Call me a cynic, man, but I find that so cynical. It's like, we won't tell you anything about the story. We don't need to right now because the entire selling point is that the X-Men you once loved are back. The actors are back. The multiverse is here to stay. We won't tell you anything about the story, not because we don't have a finished script probably, but because we haven't really built up any kind of consistent theme across the last two phases of films across the... Hold on. Let me just name everything that is technically included, technically a part of the multiverse saga. Fuck me. WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki Season 1, Black Widow, What If Season 1, Shang-Chi, Eternals, Hawkeye, Spider-Man No Way Home, Moon Knight, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, Miss Marvel, Thor Love and Thunder, Werewolf by Night, She-Hulk, Wakanda Forever, The Guardians Holiday Special, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, Guardians 3, Secret Invasion, Loki Season 2, The Marvels, What If Season 2, Echo, Deadpool and Wolverine, Agatha All Along, What If Season 3, Your Friendly Neighborhood, Spider-Man Season 1, Captain America, Trump's New World, Daredevil Born Again Season 1, Thunderbolts, Asterisk, New Avengers, Ironheart, Fantastic Four, First Steps, Eyes of Wakanda, Marvel Zombies. Holy fucking Christ. And guess what? We got Wonder Man, Daredevil Born Again Season 2, and Spider-Man Brand New Day before we get to Avengers Doomsday. That is in my rough estimate. Hold on here. Carry the 2 times the square root of Kevin Feige, and we got a whole fucking lot of hours, a whole fucking lot of storytelling. And the sad thing is here, I cannot tell you what it's all building to, what it's all for. I cannot tell you what any of these characters gain from coming together once more. If anything, I think bringing them together when the audience has lost so much investment in their stories is maybe the worst move. Because I like Dr. Stephen Strange. I really like his character, love his actor. I'm a fucking cumber bitch. Alright. But the last time I saw him was 3 years, 6 months, and 11 or so days ago, when he grew a third eye out of his head. Will he still have that third eye and be teaming up with Charlize Theron when we meet him? Probably not, because I doubt most people remember that post-credit scene that happened 3 years, 6 months, and 11 or so days ago. I used to love Thor, but for some reason they have dedicated the last half-decade to making him a meme lord, to regressing the once noble prince into a bumbling fool.
What do you think is coursing through my veins right now?
Cheese whiz.
I loved Sam Wilson a whole lot more before they nerfed and censored his ideology and cowardly new regime. Seriously though, did we ever get the chance to fully fall in love with him the same way we did with Steve? Well, kind of, but you have to have watched the miniseries that premiered 4 years, 7 months, and 29 days ago. I adored the found family of the new Avengers, the Thunderbolts, but will a character like Ghost, Ava, who needs more development, more depth, be sidelined so we can laugh at Gambit? Probably. Same goes for the Fantastic Four, where most of the complaints, mine included, was the fact that the found family needed a lot more time outside the action, a lot more time just bonding, a lot more time showing us why they are Marvel's first family. We need to see their humanity unfiltered, their soul that was clearly there yet entirely condensed in the final cut. And is it really the best move to shove them into a movie with at least 3 other super teams? I mean, by the time the Guardians met the Avengers, you probably adored and more importantly understood each and every member. Their strengths, their demons, their insecurities. You did not need to reestablish their backstory or redefine their personality, because if you were a fan, even a casual one, you knew even the tiniest of their quirks. And of course, we all love Patrick Stewart, Charles, and Ian McKellen Magneto, but if we are being honest here, they ran out of emotional arcs for those guys back in The Last fucking Stand. And then a decade later, guess what? They already did the best possible fan service story that carried so much weight.
Charles, we need you to hope again.
Cyclops has always been so undercooked on the big screen, but how much time can the storytellers really dedicate to giving James Marsden actual meat to chew on when it comes to the character of Scott Summers? And look, if anyone is good at finding the balance and somehow making this insanity work, it's the writers Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely, who are arguably, other than my boy, the best MCU writers who know how to bring out the emotion. These two have consistently found a way to move all the chess pieces in such a clever way that should not work, and just the right way to always allow that emotion to shine through the madness. Oh, fuck me. As I'm writing this, genuinely, I decided to Google it once more just to double check, and it turns out that Stephen McFeely is writing alongside Michael Waldron, so rip Chris. Just like Anthony Russo, you have been snapped away. But still, the problem that any writer faces with Doomsday is that in the original chess matches back then, the Civil, the Infinity, and the Endgames, those chess pieces had years of solo stories where their emotional journeys were front and center, where you could track exactly where the man behind the armor, the soul behind the shield were at emotionally. You could track all that and also the overarching narrative of the universe. I think the overarching narrative, the point of that overarching narrative we've been in for years now, is that the multiverse is messy. The multiverse is narratively a bad thing, a threat, even though it's the only thing getting fans to show up to the fucking theater, apparently. Hello. And look, dude, I ain't saying that every single project needs to carry a singular emotional through line, but I am saying for me, I find it hard to be excited to care about this gigantic team up, probably the ultimate battle world movie, when I'm not really sure what Sam Wilson has to learn from Patrick Stewart's Charles Xavier. What does Yelena emotionally gain from trading blows with Alan Cummings' Nightcrawler? Or am I overthinking it? Is it really as obvious as Robert Downey Jr. Victor Von Doom being some kind of Tony Stark variant, or just a guy who has the face of Tony Stark? A face that stirs up emotions for those who knew Tony, that brings back the heartbreaking feeling of his sacrifice. Can Peter Parker attack Mr. Stark when they drag Cap out of his 50s suburbia? Can Steve bring himself to attack someone who looks and sounds like the man who became his brother? That's not emotionally empty. I don't hate that. It's the best way to add some kind of emotional depth to an utterly desperate choice. And of course, I have no doubts that RDJ will turn in a great performance, because not only has he always done that, but because now more than ever, he has to knock our socks off. It's not an option. My doubts are not with his performance. My doubts are within that desperate choice. My fears lie in their reliance on familiar faces to sell tickets, to get the audience to give a damn. Because no matter which way they can spin it, even if it somehow emotionally resonates, the entire reason he is back as Doom is because the Kang stuff did not work out, is because the audience's love of the new blood is not nearly as strong as it was with the old guard. And I mean, the sad truth is that what they are doing with Doomsday is entirely antithetical to what built the brand to begin with. Iron Man 1 did not rely on star power or the public's familiarity with what was a relatively unknown character. It relied on the artists in front and behind the camera, their voices, their quirks, their style. We fell in love with that. We fell so deeply in love with the character because his journey resonated. And now Marvel is relying, banking, scraping by on that past love. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man may watch his world burn, may even lose his life, because by killing your childhood hero, by wiping his world from existence, even if it's just for the time being, we are now threatened by Doctor Doom. Channing Tatum was a scene stealer, sure, so he will end up teaming up with James Marsden's Cyclops because their X-Men chemistry hides the fact that there probably isn't any emotional reason for either of them to be here. Sure, Doom is probably coming for all the worlds, probably because he lost someone he loves. Our heroes will be displaced, thrown together, mixed together like shaking up a box of action figures, and I'm sure that will create brief moments of nostalgic joy. But we haven't met Doom in the same way we saw Loki's downfall before he ever forced the Avengers to come together. In the same way Tony's gradual descent into paranoia, into needing to control the uncontrollable, unleashed Ultron into the world and caused the civil war with heroes we did not want to hurt each other. In the same way Thanos ever so slowly revealed his gauntlet from the shadows before taking away the lives of characters we deeply cared for. It feels like now we have no reason to care, no reason to fear, no emotional anchor point to ground us. All we have is hype. And the truth is that hype by nature is always temporary. It always has to come to an end, and there's nothing wrong with that. As long as there is some kind of artistic integrity, some kind of emotional integrity behind it that stays with us once that hype has gone. I don't blame them for busting out something big to gain the audience's trust back, for getting the Russo brothers back. I don't blame them for any of these seemingly rock-bottom decisions. But I do blame them, I hold them accountable for forgetting. I think the reason I'm feeling the lack of excitement is because of their lack of trust, of faith. As much as I poke fun at the vapid consumer culture that I am very much a part of, I like to think that deep down, me, you, we know the difference between storytelling that attempts to be pure, that attempts to reach some kind of universal truth within the outlandish, larger-than-life world of superheroes. I like to think that people can tell, fuck that, people can feel when a movie has that magic to it, when a story can be universally affecting. I like to think people can tell the difference between a story that resonates, that will stick with you, and an empty attempt at cashing in on those past movies, past characters that have. And I hate it, man, because that was their bread and butter. I'm not saying anything groundbreaking here. There's no surprise secret formula for making a superhero movie work that's hidden away in the castle right next to Walt Disney's frozen head. It is and will always be about the souls of the characters, translating that in a way that feels human. It is and always will be about the voices of the artists behind these movies that allow those souls to impact you, to reach you. It's not about getting the guys back who made you a gazillion dollars. It's not about dragging back the characters that made little you fall in love with the world of Marvel. It's always been about telling a good story that touches something real. They used to know this. Sometimes it feels like they still do. But everything I've seen, everything I've read, everything I've heard about Avengers Doomsday and Secret Goddamn fucking Wars feels like they are doubling down on the hype, the fleeting emptiness, instead of remembering that simple truth. It's never really been about the crossovers. It's never been about how many costumed heroes you can fit in a frame. Those things are just icing on the fucking cake, man. It's always been about seeing reflections of yourself up there on a larger-than-life screen. You saw your desire to change, to be better. You know, you feel every day how hard it is to remain who you are, even when it seems nearly impossible. And we are all always looking to find where we fit, find where and with whom we can be ourselves, unfiltered, unjudged, where we can be seen for our beauty, for our ugliness, and still be deemed worthy of love. That's where the magic has always been. That's the real Marvel. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching, and thank you to That One Does Not Count for editing this one so fast. Goddamn, man. Holy shit. But yeah, what did you guys think of our video? What did you think? Let me know, please. I'm sure a lot of you disagree with these sentiments, and that's fine. That's fine. I mean, I'm sort of excited to see how they pull it off. And I mean, like, usually the Russos do okay Marvel movies, good Marvel movies, great Marvel movies. So I just don't know, man. I wish ye have little faith. You know, we'll see what happens. Okay. Thank you so much. Let me know. I hope you have a lovely, lovely Thanksgiving and a lovely day. Bye.